Right. Okay, I think we're we're back. Oh yes, yes, yes. Good. Um, that was fun, wasn't it? Cute Iranians having fun with their regime falling to pieces. Yeah, well, let us bring you the latest news on our friend Von Helton. Excuse me. Our friend Von Helton has hit the road again, it looks like. So, the first thing we do with Von Helton is we acknowledge Toby Mikle, because Toby Mikle will be sending Von Helton $5. Now, $5 might get him 20 miles. So, yeah, send it digitally so he can fill his tank up with your $5, Toby Mikle. Oh, I don't think he needs that. Oh, Jesus Christ. I always do a stupid thing with this damn computer. I think my mouse finger is independent of my brain. Let's just switch over to this guy here. That's better. Okay. What you got to say for yourself, Mr. Helton? So, on the road again is what he calls this one.
Howdy, folks. Whoops. Whoopsie. Just a little whoopsie there. We are back on the road, and we are out and about. Boy, that road's rough as a cop. I guess I ought to get over it. All right, we'll go ahead and get over it. But yeah, that road is rough as a cop, seems like. Anyway, we're on the road again. Heading to parts unknown. How about that? Does that work for you? Works for me.
What a filthy windshield. How's he? Is that dirt on the outside or the inside? It's got to be on the. It's got to be on the inside. I don't know. Sorry. Just wondering out loud.
Heading to parts unknown, and see what the future holds. Probably not much, but you never know. You never know what's liable to happen, right? That's right. Look at them big walls on the side there to keep the wind off. Isn't that great? I wished all highways did that, but they don't. Anyway, just thought I'd share. Have a good one.
So he's heading west. That's for sure.
Alrighty, folks. It is donation time again. And as I often say, your donations and gifts of love is what keeps me going until such time as I can get my SSI, get my own place, or something of that nature. And so I have to rely on you for help. The gods do this intentionally so that my head doesn't get big as Mount Olympus. That's why it's done. To keep me from getting a big head. So I am entirely reliant upon you for help. So I would appreciate any donation you wish to give. Um, Anything is fine at this point, but I do need your help, or I wouldn't be asking for it. That's just the way it is.
Oh, really?
That's reality.
You dug your own
Anyways,
grave, buddy.
that's pretty much it. Just wanted to check in, let you know I'm still here, I'm still around, still alive, all that good shit. You know, everything is copacetic for the moment, except for these daggone cowlicks that I get. I guess I'm gonna have to get to a barber and get them cut off. Does anybody want to donate the money to go to the barber? I heard barbers ain't cheap no more either.
Look at this.
Used to, you could get a haircut for $5. You ain't doing that shit no more. Not today. At least that's what I heard anyway. I heard you ain't the days of the $5 haircuts is gone. That's what I heard. I don't know. Feel free to correct me if you can. And if you can correct me and the $5 haircut does still exist, then tell me where to get it because I can't find one. So, anyways, I just thought I'd regale you with my presence and let you know that it's once again time for donations. We out there on that road, hitting it hard and trying to get some shit done. Trying to get try to get a place to live, maybe bunk with somebody.
Wow, the same old shit story. The same old shit story with how just give me enough money until I get over the hump. It's been a 20, 25-year ongoing hump. This guy's just he's just a grifter. A grifter and a beggar who the gods are making sure he doesn't get a big head. And that's why that's his excuse for having to do this. As for donations online, so the gods don't, so he doesn't get a big head because he's such a brilliant soothsayer. He can take care of the universe, stop hurricanes, but he cannot take care of himself.
Preferably a gamer, of course. Find another gamer out there that maybe around my age or whatever, and that likes gaming and shit, and set up my shit and get back online and make shit happen. Maybe even make a few mods. You never know.
Oh my God, not again.
Never know. But in any event, just thought I'd stop by, say hi, that I need some donations. Because I do. I really do. No joking aside, I really do need some donations. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Y'all have a pleasant day and better tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, rate, donate, click the bell, because it's your donations and gifts of love that keep me going through these trying times. And hopefully I will be out of this rough patch soon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Surely before February, I would hope, right? The end of January, early February, that would be nice to be out of this situation and be somewhere. Somewhere, anywhere. I don't care. Somewhere, anywhere. But anyways, that's going to do it. See you. Bye.
Answer to any questions. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel.
Right. So we're going to just jump over to G-Man unexpectedly. He made this video a couple of days back, and he has his perspective, which is lived experience perspective, on Shani and Jason. I think he made this before Shani got 302'd, so, or maybe, I'm not sure actually. So let's start.
I had a problem sleeping last night. Well, I had a problem sleeping, and I'm kind of up early. I'm gonna make a quick video and then try to go back to sleep. But I do want to say a couple of things about Shani and her anger, that the anger that she's showing towards Jason, because I think I've been saying for about I don't know, I think since they lived in that house, I would say. I think even then when she made him shave his head, put that A on his head, and Shani was abusing Jason. And Jason, if you ever need a witness, I mean, I'll do this much for you. If you ever need a witness in court, to Shani's problem with trying to intimidate men, you let me know. I'd be invested in testifying in court against her, because she does have a problem with that. For years she's been on here talking about how she's this feminist and she's pro women power and all this other trash and whatnot. The toxic kind anyway. And she's always shown signs that she could beat a man up. Because I remember, when they lived inside of the house, that when was it? I think when they first, it was either when they first moved there, or it was one of the times I used to visit them, when I used to come over there and like work on the house or whatever. And she looked at me and said she could take me. And you can go look this up, because I know I told this story before. She said to me that she could take me. And I said to Shanny that because you know when people got to understand something in the United States, when a woman says that to a man, most of the time, if there's a domestic thing going on between a man and a woman, they're going to take the word over. They're going to take the word over a woman. So when she said that to me, I was smart. I said to her, because she was laying in that dirty bed when she said it, I said to her that I said, if you get out that bed and you try to do something to me, one or two things is going to happen. I'm absolutely going to do nothing and take it because I'm a man, because I can do that. Or number two, I'm going to go in my basement, I'm going to grab my sledgehammer, and then I'm going to introduce you to pain and suffering, real pain and suffering. And I said it to her just like that. And she never said anything about trying to take me again, because I had like a nail gun in which I don't even got to go close to her. I can just be at a distance and use my nail gun on her. I had a lot of things in that house that belonged to me, that used to belong to him, that I can use. If I'm not mistaken, he still had that air gun there and all that stuff and whatnot. There was a lot of things, like a sword, a machete. There's a lot of things in the house that woman wasn't even aware was in there that I could have used. Why am I telling this story? Because Shanny thinks that she can beat men up. And I think that the reason why she's still there and she feels like she can just flare up on Jason like that is because she can beat him up. And I believe she was beating him up over there in Colorado. I definitely believe that. I believe it to this very day. And I believe she's showing reasons why this is the case. Like, she's stupid. She's really stupid. Even if they make up and claim performance art, people are actually...
Hey, Rudolph. How you doing, man?
going to start believing that this woman is beating him. And there's no getting around it. She's never going to be able to claim that she doesn't hit men and she doesn't abuse them. She's never going to be able to do that. So she's really stupid in that sense right now. But I just got finished watching. My phone notified me that Carrie was live when I couldn't sleep, and I looked at that. And apparently Jason is bothering her in the middle of the night. I think that's what's going on. And she went upstairs. Now, I thought she was crippled and she couldn't walk. Obviously, everybody knows she's not crippled. She's faking a disability and everything and whatnot. She doesn't understand how this can be used against her later on. You're walking up them stairs and you're moving as fast as you're moving, Shanny. You're going to have a real tough time trying to prove to Social Security or anybody that you're disabled. As a matter of fact, if Jason had a brain, he would show his uncle that you was going upstairs. All you got to do is get a hold of that clip or get a clip of whoever's recording it. I don't know if that's on your channel or not, Jason, because I don't know if you have a channel or not, but get that clip and show your uncle. That would immediately prove she's not disabled. I don't care if it's in the middle of winter or not. She can go to a shelter. That woman's got to go. She's very dangerous. You know, now some people might disagree with me saying that he's antagonizing her and he's taking stuff. Well, this is the way I look at it. The man has $750,000, almost $1 million. Yeah, a little bit more than $1 million. And when you really think about it, he had a little bit more than $1 million in cash and assets. And I still think he has assets. And I think that's what one of the reasons he's trying to get rid of her. Because I think the uncle promised him the house and he has to get rid of her in order to get it or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. There's got to be something along those lines for him to be acting like this. But she, what was I going to say? She, what the heck was I going to say? And she's trying to intimidate him so she doesn't have to go anywhere. You know what I mean? And I believe that if she just simply shows her uncle the fact that she can get up and down them stairs, she's done. Because if she was as crippled as she claimed she was, crippled people can't climb stairs. And crippled people can't beat up men. You know, Shanny, I was right about you. Not only is this proving that you were beating a Jason at one time, but also prove you were probably beating those boys too. You're just beyond stupid. And I do want to say this. I kind of wish, I was in the position to do something for him, because if Tommy ever contacts me, if he ever contacts me, that's going to be the worst day of your entire life. As a matter of fact, Jason, if your uncle gives me power of attorney over that house, or power of attorney over your situation, Shanny will be gone in 48 hours. 48 hours. I am guaranteeing that. Call your uncle. Give me some immunity for coming over there. I'll get her out of there in 48 hours. And I won't need the police. She'll just willfully leave. Because I tell you what I would do. I gave you 5 steps on how to get rid of her. She'll be gone in about 48 hours. First of all, she can't live without the internet. Start inviting YouTubers over there. Tell them to record as much as they want. She'll be gone. Period. Not to mention, she would freeze to death in there. I'll be leaving all kinds of doors and windows open. All I need is to be able to have 100% full control over that house. Just for 2 days. That's it. She won't be there no more. She won't be flying upstairs. She won't be faking disability or any of that stuff. As a matter of fact, somebody needs to be calling her so-called doctor, her caregiver or whatever, start showing these clips because this woman's a fake. She's a fraud. There's nothing wrong with her. There's nothing wrong with Shanny. There's absolutely, positively nothing wrong with that woolly mammoth. There's nothing wrong with her. Absolutely nothing wrong with her. Jason, however, has got a screw loose. You know what I mean?
Hang on a minute. There's nothing wrong with Shanny? Did he say, G-Man, are you saying there's nothing wrong with Shanny? She's morbidly obese. You like that? Think that's kind of sexy, do you? G-Man? There's nothing wrong with Shanny? Open your eyes, man. There's much wrong with Shanny. If you look at her now and you look at her from the videos of 10 years ago, there was something wrong with her then. And now she's 1,000 times worse. But, whatever floats your boat, buddy.
And I also think Jason is just fed up. He's just fed up with her. He's absolutely fed up with her. He's sick of the same garbage with her over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But Shanny, like I said, you're lucky you're dealing with him and you're not dealing with some other man. I'm telling you, you would have been dealt with by now. Now, it's not good to get on social media and advocating, for a man, unfortunately, not even for self-defense, for them to deal with a woman. It's not necessarily good for a man to get. But I'm going to tell you something about me, and I said this before. That woman would have ever put her hand, I'm telling you, that would have been the day they would have called me, let me get something. They would have called me a wife beater. That's what they would have called me, because I would have knocked Shanny into the next county. Real talk. I don't play that. You know what I mean? If I'm not going to let another man hit me, what makes you think I'm going to let another woman do it? Must be crazy. Let's be thankful you're dealing with Rev Shanny. Because Rev's, when it comes to you, he still has a soft spot. He's dealing with you in ways that ain't going to get you out the house. What it's ultimately going to do is get both of you locked up for a very long period of time for wasting the police times coming over there. And the uncle's eventually going to throw you out or whatever. But if you want to do it fast, like fast, Jason, if you see this, I need 48 hours of immunity. This is what I need. I need for you to contact your uncle. I want to talk to him on the phone. I want Shanny to hear the words. G-Man is in charge for 48 hours. He can do whatever he wants when he comes to the house. Shanny will be gone in 48 hours. And I was shown that I'm not bluffing, because all of you know that I can get them out. If you don't believe me, go look at that police report when it was at the hotel. I'll get out of there. She ain't gonna want to stay there. She ain't gonna want to stay there. First of all, that dirty bed that's on the floor is gonna have to come off the floor. We get all the lights out of there, we get the ticks out of there, we get all of that stuff out of there and whatnot. All the scabies and the rabies and all that stuff out of there. She won't be happy because the place will have to be clean. I'll go over there and take care of business. You know what I mean? Now, does Jason have the right to go downstairs and take whatever he wants from downstairs? This is how I look at it. I don't know who's going to agree with me on this. The man paid for everything. You're living under his roof. Shanny, I'm going to say this to you again, Shanny. That is not your place. It's not Jason's place either. It's his uncle's place, and Jason's got more power there than Shanny. Because without Jason, she doesn't have a place to live. She's just too stupid to understand that. And you don't have any rights, Shanny, other than just being a basic human being. You're not a squatter. You're an idiot. So anyway, I support him going down there and taking his stuff. He's finally feeling those emotions of a woman that has used him over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm gonna tell you guys why she feels so empowered to do this stuff. Jason, let me tell you something about Jason. When Jason, before he met her, Jason had an assault rifle, and Jason had a Glock. Shanny would have never dreamed to do those things when they first got together. Because Jason simply would have went in his room and he would have got his property. He would have handled his business. Like I said, I'm not advocating for violence or anything like that. But Shanny's a punk. Shanny knows exactly what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. You know what I mean? Go look at the man's history. Go look at our video exchanges. You'll see what I mean. And then now he doesn't have anything to protect himself. That's why, she feels empowered to do all of that stuff. She doesn't have no respect for him because I believe for years she's been hitting him. I believe in Boulder, Colorado, Jason claimed she punched him in the face. That she punched him in the nose. And I don't have an issue with believing that because Chris claimed that Shanny threw was it Chris or was it the police? I think it was the Duluth police that said that she threw an axe, something that you use to cut to cut a tree. Because I know when I say that word, it doesn't sound right, but the thing that you use to cut a tree.
Okay. What? She-Man? This is some kind of a cultural embarrassment for him, maybe? I'm gonna play that again.
She doesn't have no respect for him because I believe for years she's been hitting him. I believe in Boulder, Colorado, Jason claimed she punched him in the face. That she punched him in the nose. And I don't have an issue with believing that because Chris claimed that Shanny threw was it Chris or was it the police? I think it was the Duluth police that said that she threw an axe, something that you use to cut to cut a tree. Because I know
an axe, something that you use to cut a tree. What do you call something that? What do you? Viewer, what do you call something that you use to cut a tree? Me personally, I call it an axe. G-Man has a problem with that.
With believing that because Chris claimed that Shanny threw was it Chris or was it the police? I think it was the Duluth police that said that she threw an axe, something that you use to cut to cut a tree. Because I know when I say that word, it doesn't sound right. But
what do you mean by that, G-Man? You say that word, it doesn't sound right. I'm gonna. Oh, and just to point your attention to something. G-Man has titled his video Shanny and Her Domestic Violence. Shanny, you don't own anything. There's a spelling mistake and there's a grammatical error in the title of G-Man's video. I'm not going to judge you, but you can fix it. There is an editing tool in the YouTube toolbox.
The thing that you use to cut a tree. At the person who was cheating with Chris, I think it was, or her brother or something like that. I think it was Chris's brother, where she threw an axe at him. And the police came for her. And she's a very violent person. She's a very violent person. And now, for the people who are financially supporting this crazy woman, just remember, if you don't want a man hitting a woman, just understand what it is and who it is that you're supporting. And I would love to see Shani weasel her way out of this one. You're not going to get Jason on camera saying, well, she never hit me. No, that's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, he might start getting on here talking about it a little bit more. But if you don't support people put men beating up women, don't support Shani beating up Jason, because I believe that's what's going to ultimately happen and what she's been doing over there. So Jason's uncle, if you happen to see this video, all I need is 48 hours. I don't need more than that. Power of attorney over that house. I want documentation so I can show the police I have the right to be there. I can stay there. I can do what I want around the house. She will be gone in 48 hours. I don't have an issue with dealing with her. Shani is not as difficult as everybody might think she is. Been there, done it, wrote a novel about it. And I can get results. So you want her out of there, give me 48 hours and she'll be out of that house. And she'll be extremely humble afterward, the moment I show up.
Well. 48 hours, big Mr. Braggart G-Man. Well, somehow in between him saying 48 hours and the time he made the video, or perhaps after the time he made, just after the time he made the video, she was out. But it wasn't within 48 hours. It was within 24 hours at the most. Once things started to tumble upstairs, if you will.
When she can't call the police and do anything. Like straight up. Like I said, she's only getting that because Jason doesn't know what to do. And that Jason probably weighs about 90 pounds and can't really defend himself. I don't weigh 90 pounds and I can handle Shani. So I eat every day. And I take very good care of myself. I go to the gym. And at the end of the day, I know some of you are going to get mad when I say this, but that wouldn't be me if I didn't. But she's just a female at the end of the day. So she's just a female at the end of the day. So Shani, you're extremely violent. You got a hand problem. You should probably work on it. I don't beat nobody. I don't hit Jason. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Shani won't back down. Oh, trust me, she'll back down. She'll back down. She'll back down. She did that with Chris because Chris is a nice person. She did that to Jason because Jason's a nice person. I'm a nice person too, but I'm not that nice. I'm not trying to brag or nothing like that, but okay, there's at least two people in here that will confirm what I'm about to say. And they don't even like me, these two people. Go check out the temper of Shani and go look at the temper of a ghetto black man, and you'll see what I mean. Because according to statistics anyway, you know, black people commit more crimes per capita than any other person anyway, right? There's a big difference between the two.
You're talking nonsense.
Oh, man.
What the fuck?
Man. She boxes.
Dude, what are you talking about? Crime and black crime and laughing about what kind of child are you, G-Man? I'm honestly starting to believe that G-Man is nothing but just a child. He's a man child, just living he's a functional man child, as opposed to every other man child we know on the internet. That believes in Jesus or ghosts or gods or nonsense. And they make it the central tenet for their existence. And that is just very strange. And I am rambling. So sorry.
Wait. Where is it? She boxes. I don't. Wait. Where is it? She boxes. I don't. Let me tell you something. I'll pick up a waffle iron and wrap it around her neck.
See, this guy's totally violent. G-Man. This is G-Man talking. Not that long ago, a couple of days ago.
I'll bring 4 Rockwallers in there with a boa constrictor and throw it right on her. Who cares if she can box? She's still a woman at the end of the day.
Okay, so you know that G-Man is an absolute Christian, right? He's like he's a preaching kind of a Christian. He's a spread the word of it. But he's always insulting people and mocking and humiliating and cackling. He doesn't even laugh. He cackles. Listen to this.
I don't know why this man just don't go get a baby bear or something like that and let it loose in the house or something. I'm cruel like that. That's what I would do. Go get a viper or something, or one of those copperheads out there. It's poisonous and put it in the house. See how tough she is then.
Oh, well, see how tough you are, G-Man, when they put a snake in your house, you idiot.
You know? I'm not worrying about somebody. I mean, she's fast, but I ran 6 marathons. I'm working on my 7th.
I don't understand that. I ran 6 marathons and I'm working on my 7th. What's that?
I can bench press her, so I'm not worried about it. So, oh man, that's just funny. What this woman is getting away with, because these men, Jason's uncle and Reb won't do what's necessary to get rid of her. I guarantee you won't see me making no videos. Oh, she beat me up. I'm scared. I'm running. You won't be seeing me do that. That's for sure.
He doesn't sound very, very in shape, does he? But what is it? Presenting some kind of a opinion and then going about it. What's that all about? I get it. You man.
Oh man, I'll go get some shears and shave her head. Make her go to a dentist. She ain't even gonna sit up or down. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because the woman cracks me up. I don't hit man. I don't beat man. I don't beat man. Yes, you do. Shut up.
He was in trouble. He was going to call 911. It didn't sound like a laugh to me. It sounds more like a cackle. Like a cackle. So I believe a witch has entered G-Man's soul and taken it over. And that is why G-Man cackles.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And later on tomorrow, it was Jason's fault that I got mad and ran up the stairs. I thought you was disabled. Don't matter. Jason could have threw an iceberg at you. You're supposed to be disabled. You're not supposed to be able to walk up them stairs. You liar.
Wow.
You liar. I believe the stairs that's over there where they live at now is about as big as the stairs that was over there when they was at the other house. So she was able to go up and down them stairs. She's able to go up and down them stairs. She ain't talking about no fibromyalgia and all this pain no more. She's just full of it.
True.
So, yeah, Jason, listen, I'm actually a little interested now because I don't like it when I see a woman putting their hands on a man. I really don't like that. That actually bothers me fundamentally as a man. I just don't like it. Unless your name is Ronda Rousey or you're some type of professional one.
This guy, G-Man, I think he hates women. I think he has a problem with women. He really thinks that there's something inferior about women that women should just accept that they are inferior to G-Man anyway. And he can just go ahead and cackle about it as long as he likes every single day. He loves it because of, you know why? Because of the word of Jesus. No. I want to be politically correct going forward. As you know, I always attempt to be politically correct. So I want to state that in order to be fashionable, I'm going to claim that G-Man has faith in Jesus, because Jesus is the way, Jesus is the life, and I forget I forget how it goes, but anyway, Jesus. G-Man loves Jesus. He's got a hat. Have you seen his hat? Which he says, "I love Jesus." Weird.
Woman that can legitimately hurt one of us and break our bones. You ain't got no business putting your hands on a man and then expecting yourself not to be harmed. 48 hours. That's all I need, Uncle Tommy. 48 hours. I'll get her out of there. And she'll be out of there so fast she won't know what happened.
That's threatening.
Because on day one, she would lose her precious internet. Day two, she would be freezing. Well, actually, no, that would be day one. She would be freezing. She wouldn't have no internet. And I'll probably have Dragnet or somebody over there recording everything. Day one.
Yeah,
day one.
The police will be there recording you on their body cam. Asshole. He's got to be about violence, control, possession, aggression.
Day one. Okay. Day two, I probably would take the commode and throw it on her. She won't want to be there. She just wouldn't want to be there. I'm just mean. Let me see. No, I haven't spoken to Jason. I actually tried to call him and I got 2 wrong numbers. Somebody got his phone number. Or if he goes live again, let him know to email me. And let me give you guys the email where he can contact me. And then maybe I'll maybe I'll help him. Let me see something here. Because Shanny is off the hook right now. I'm disabled. I'm crippled. But I can walk upstairs. Get the heck out of you, liar. Let me see something here. Let me give you guys my email address. Because I can't keep watching this stuff.
So if Shanny is not disabled and Shanny can go run upstairs, then Shanny can also go downstairs to the cellar to clean up the kitty poop or empty the bucket or whatever care that she expects other people to do for her, she actually can do herself. So the two of them have been absolutely performing, and you know what I think got in the way of their performing. They could have been successful together. They could have worked out some kind of a spiel, a couple thing. They absolutely had. They had it handed to them on a plate. The social media, they could have made an absolute killing out from it if they had presented the something, lighthearted, not even lighthearted, but entertaining. I mean, sure, they can go at each other like they've been doing it, but if it was all performance art, even if this is all performance art, you got to say brilliantly done. I cannot bring myself to believe that between them that it's over. I still maintain that it's performance art. What does G-Man think?
I'm not saying nothing no more. This is hilarious. So anyway, it's faithful to God, not man at gmail.com. Faithful to God, not man at gmail.com. Faithful to God, not man at gmail.com. Jason, just give me your phone number. I'll tell you what you got to do to legally get me over there. Because just like our first issue, I need some paperwork because I don't care what Blakely PD says. As long as I got permission from the uncle, Shady ain't got no what do you call it? No what do you call that thing? Restraining order on me or nothing like that. So all I need is power of attorney. I want full decision making over that house. Shandy's out of there. I will evict her immediately because I'm willing to do what these other people are not. You know, I've showed up there before without permission. I've done things. So when Shanny sees this video, she's gonna know I'm not playing. And I dare her to make a video when I get control of that house. G-Man ain't gonna do nothing. As soon as I show up, I'll put it on camera. She ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't gonna do nothing but be a good little dummy and then get out. That's what she's gonna do. This is probably gonna hurt my reputation on my other channel a little bit, but I'm sorry. This is wrong. This is just wrong. Get that man back his stuff. Miss, I don't want no scrub. You know, you say you don't want no scrub, and scrub gets nothing from you. Passengers ride, blah blah blah. You pigeon. All I got to say is that is Jason, talk to your uncle. Tell him give me the house for 2 days. Just for 2 days. I want 100% decision making. I want him to stay out of it too, and I'll get Shanny out of there because there's nothing she can do. She doesn't have a lease. The second I get in there, I'm gonna say get out or suffer. Well, what you gonna do? Jason tried it already. I think he tried to cut the electricity off or whatever. I'll probably put Jason in a hotel and do exactly what I did before, and I will cut off all the electricity. I will cut the heat off. I will take away all of her little pleasantries. I would tell her the refrigerator's got to go. No more eating in here, none of that stuff. No more cabinets. All the windows are gonna stay open, and I would make her life a living hell. That's exactly what I would do.
Okay. I hope you're taking notes, viewers, that a practicing Christian man, G-Man here, is showing you the way. This is how you treat a woman, because a woman is inferior to a man. So the process of just throwing her out into the street, ha ha ha, cackle, 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 is hilarious. Yes.
Somebody said something here very true. Unfortunately, they don't take male victims' abuse as serious as they do females. Yeah, that's because of this hypocrisy by these feminists. And I'm talking about toxic ones. I understand that women need equal rights and everything in this country. When I am not talking about that. I'm talking about the women that abuse this. And I've been speaking out against that for a long time. So Shanny won't get no equal rights if I go there. She wants to act like a mutt, I'm gonna treat her like a mutt. She wants to act like a pig, I'm gonna treat her like a pig. Jason is too nice. It's just for the life of me, I can't understand why people are so nice to this woman when you're dealing with her. You can resolve her really fast. Shanny is a bully. That's what she is. She's a bully. She thinks because she's heavy, you know what I mean? That means that she can just throw her weight around. I want to introduce her to something. It's called a diet. Except it's not your conventional diet. It's called humility. Because she's gonna really have to go through it if she got to deal with me. So Uncle Tommy, like I said, I'm the answer to your problems. I've dealt with her before. I know what she's like. I know what kind of a liar she is. We can all see it on YouTube. Just give me immunity for like 48 hours. Go to the court. Say that this man has the right to be here for 48 hours. I want documentation. I want Blakely PD to see that I have the rights to be there, and she will be out of there in 2 days, if it even takes that long. She'll be out of there in 2 days. 2 days. I will bring the ghetto to Blakely. Real talk. And I'll show her what it like how it's done. 2 days. Just 2 days. But I need legal protection though. That's my thing. I'm not just gonna show up there because they'll be wasting my time doing that. I know how these two operate. I want legal protection. And I want to be able to go over Jason's head too. I'm gonna say this again. I want to be able to go over Jason's head because Jason is not willing to do what's necessary to put this woman in her place. Jason is afraid of her. Jason cannot beat her. Jason can't do anything to her. The second I show up there and I'm the one in charge, she knows she has to behave. dealt with her before, and I've gotten her out before. And all that squatters' rights and all that garbage. No. So I should be focusing on my other channel, not this one. But my thing is that this is just wrong. This is just wrong. I'm starting to sound like her. Oh my God. I said wrong. Wrong. You know? Let me ask you guys a question. Is he real? Is this girl that he talking to, is she real? The girl Izzy, is she real? Or is this somebody playing with him? Wait a minute, Izzy's not real? Hold on. No, nope. Okay, hold on. Let me put this up here. So Izzy's not real. Oh, okay. So who's actually? You know what? I don't really care who it actually is. Okay, all right. So Izzy's not real. All right. Jason's stupid. Oh, did you know what? It got him to stand up for himself, so he should be happy with that. But again, Jason, that's my offer. If you want your life back and you want to get rid of Shanny, talk to your uncle. I want the house for 2 days. I don't want the uncle interfering with what I do. And I don't want Jason interfering with what I do. I want legal documentation saying that I can be there, because what I'll do is I'll go to the Blakely police first, and I'll say, look, this is proof that I'm the owner, that I'm the temporary owner or whatever, and what I say go. And when I go there, I promise you guys, you know, there'll be a YouTube video made, but it won't be on her channel, because she won't have one, because she won't be able to access the internet on the very first day I get there. You know, so I'll get Jason his own internet with his own password, and I would eliminate the universal internet that's there. Yeah, Shanny needs to be humble. Like, really, she needs to get involved with the right man. Shanny, you should be happy, Shanny, that me and you never got together, Shanny. You honestly should be happy, because I'm telling you, 99.9% of the stuff that you're doing, well, I ain't gonna say 99.9%, that's kind of high. 99% of the stuff that you're doing to this guy, I would never tolerate. I would just never tolerate it. I would never, ever tolerate it. You would have been gone. You would have been gone in the days when you were lying to him about 4chan and all that stuff and whatnot in those hangouts. That's how long ago you would have been gone. We'd have never met in person, because I would never tolerate your internet antics. I just have too much self-respect for myself. I'm sorry. Oh, let me ask you guys a question. Yesterday, somebody in my live chat mentioned burnt toast, and what did I think about her? So I'm thinking, okay, she probably made another hate video about me. And I went on here looking for her. What happened to burnt toast? I can't find her channel. What happened to burnt toast? Because
Okay, well, he's not talking about burnt toast, so let's switch gears, because it just so happens that G-Man is live right now.
I'm sorry, people are going to be saved because of the foolishness of preaching.
In
my examples that I'm
okay, so they're talking about Christianity and stuff, right? I don't really have a dog in this fight. I don't really care, because they're talking mythology, and I'm not into that type of mythology. The type of mythology that you actually believe is true. I'm sorry, I can't sink that low intellectually, but I think that's what they're talking about. Oh, he's entitled to Jesus is coming back. Make sure you're not caught being a false teacher. Okay, so I don't think that there's no point in watching this one. However, there was one that I did want to watch, and it was one of these, I think. He's going on about atheism. So let's atheists are antichrist, not atheist. I think I've watched that one. There is a short one. I'm looking for a short G-Man video. I'll look under videos and see when the last time he made one. Mikle. Oh, he's got a big hard-on for Deconstruction Zone. I'm not sure who that is, but big hard-on. What's he got in posts? Oh, man, this post is no longer available. Oh, man. Well, you know how crazy he is and how violent G-Man is. That's probably what happened here. Oh, shit. What happened here? The one I was going to watch was it that one or was it The Atheist Addiction? Well, tell you what, I don't know. Let's watch both.
I might sound kind of choppy in this video, so I don't know. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. Maybe the last one until the end of the year. I don't know. We're gonna do
11 days ago
video here real quick, and we're gonna figure out whether or not we should be thanking God.
Okay, let's instead go to the one more recent and stop messing about. 4 days ago, The Atheist Addiction.
Okay, let's get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1 says that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Hang on a moment. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Well, it just so happens that I have it. I actually have it. 1 Timothy. How do I share it though? I don't know how to share it. I'm going to ponder this. Oh, a comment. Jado's put out a new BS video. We could pop into that one. Check it out. Thank you, by the way, Brian. Let's go find it. Let's go find it. What does he call himself? Oh, he's got a couple going. Thank you, Brian. We can actually switch to J-Dubs and come back to G-Man. Because what more fun could there be than watching another loser? So we're going to switch over to J-Dubs. Thanks to Brian. In fact, Brian, I got to go and thank you. A new BS video. I found 3. I guess I haven't been following his channel for a while. So yeah, let's switch over to him. Thank you very much again. And take it away, J-Dubs. I agree with you there, 100%.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do a fucking awesome fucking. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a fucking mukbang. Got myself a Pepsi. I don't really drink Pepsi. I'm a Coke guy. Pepsi is like F tier. I mean, Coke is A tier, and Pepsi is on the bottom of the shit barrel, if you ask me. This is where it's at. 7-Up, fucking tropical. Some honey mustard from Burger King. I like honey mustard from Burger King, much better than the McDonald's. I think overall McDonald's has better food quality than Burger King, but the honey mustard at Burger King is pretty good. The fries, of course, they don't beat McDonald's, but they'll do. You know, I hate that saying. They'll do. Well, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is happy. I'm doing pretty good. I don't even come on the internet anymore. It's not even a need for me anymore. Fucking even bother. I hate the fucking internet. What the fuck is this stupid guy doing? I thought Asian people are smart. Definitely not a smart Asian. Not a smart Asian. So yeah, I'm you know, there's no reason for me to come on the internet anymore. There's really no reason to come on the internet anymore. You're nasty, hateful people. And I have a good life now. I fixed my life. I lost Salamantu, true. But it's okay. You win some, you lose some. You know? And I'm living the best time of my life. I'm doing better. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. And everyone on the internet is a troll. They're all trolls. Even Krista, simply Krista. It's all right. I mean, I don't really care anymore. It doesn't get to me. It hasn't gotten to me for like 2-3 years now. It doesn't really matter. I guess people like Vaughn. And I hope Vaughn well. I hope Vaughn's surviving. I wish Vaughn never left New Jersey because I had that room. I have the sweet fucking dig, man. This fucking sweet pad, and could have been just hit. I pay the rent, and I'll buy the fucking food, and he could have just lived there, played the fucking games, and you don't troll me, but you're part of the hateful people. You attend the other people's shows. Anyway, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. It doesn't really hasn't mattered to me for a long time. Anyway, so yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Is my life perfect? No, but it's so much better without the internet. How many times have I live streamed in the past 2 months, 3 months? I generally want to see you do well. I care for your well-being and what what it's worth. I get what you're saying though. Yeah, when you show up, if I'm, I'm at school and some guy named Joey beats me up every day, right? And Joey has a podcast, and I see you on Joey's podcast, and I'm like, hey, Krista, I thought you were a friend. Well, no, I just go to his podcast just to listen. It makes you feel bad, and that example. You can add Joey to secular, you can add, trolls, haters, naysayers, the geek squad, whatever. It's like, it's okay, it's all right, whatever. You want to hang out with the bullies, you want to hang out with the bad people, it's all right. I've learned it's really, at the end of the day, it doesn't really mean anything anyway. I mean, the internet is fake. Real life is so much better. When you give up it's like giving up drugs. When you give up the drugs, life is so much better.
He has made the same sermon. He's preached the same sermon before. But it's like, what problem? It's like drugs. It's like drugs. He always does that, no matter what it is. Now it's the internet. It's like giving up the internet somehow is like giving up drugs. Let's hear how that actually works.
Better without drugs. So Diet Pepsi, well, Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero. It's okay, good. Pepsi, shit. But this is where it's at. 7-Up Tropical is really fucking good. It's 7-Up. I like.
Oh man, that guy's away with words. It's good. It's really fucking good. Actually, I'm gonna excuse me a second while I write that down because that is memorable.
Like 7-Up. I don't like fucking go crazy for it, but Tropical, it's like tasting Starburst. It's like really good. It's good cold. This is good. This is probably what did I give it on 8.5 out of 10? I forgot what I gave it. What's this guy looking at me like this? Like, anyway, there's Vaughn.
You look like a cheap.
Vaughn, what's happening? I'm loving those mukbangs, man. I'm loving those mukbangs. Did I add you in? Did I?
I didn't even know Vaughn was going to be on. When's this from?
What's happening?
2nd of January. Oh my God, it's like
Vaughn, peace and love and salutations, man. Oh, he came and he went. He came and he went.
Does the other come on?
He's like a dump truck.
Yeah,
he comes and he goes.
Oh, all right. We're gonna get.
Have to try the tropical one. It is.
Oh, just for the record, before we carry on here, Von Helton, as you might have seen in a previous video that I put out, has made, or might even be the beginning of this one, I can't remember, has made a plea for donations. So either Von Helton is just hiding some money and preparing for the next, roll in, but I don't think he's totally out of money. He never is.
It is good. Lovesick Low says, I'm glad to see you're doing better. Happy New Year, dude. Let it be starting over point for you. I haven't live streamed in 2 months. I don't do the live stream anymore. If the internet's fake. Real life is so much better. My life in real life is so much better. My life. It really is. Oh. And Vaughn is just having network issues, but I'm glad to see Vaughn. What's going on, Vaughn?
No garbage bags?
Why is your head higher than mine? Oh, he's coming in and out of reality. He's coming in. It's like the Mandela effect. It's like the Mandela effect. He's coming in and out of reality.
Yeah. You were roboting really bad. Let me turn my camera off. There, is that better?
There you go.
Schrodinger's Von Helton.
We were roboting really bad when I first came in. It's like, what the hell? I mean,
how
really
are you treating? I don't want you to name drop where you're at, but are you okay where you are?
I am okay where I'm at. Yeah, I'm okay where I'm at.
What?
Kill him. Rip his throat out. Get him.
Fucking psychopath.
This is a really good soda. 7-Up
Yeah.
Tropical. 7-Up Tropical is
I
really
don't.
good.
Uh-oh, I lost your audio for some reason. Don't know why I lost your
losing the
audio.
audio.
I don't know why I lost your audio. I've lost your audio.
Did you got shit white?
Slipping through reality. Can people still
I've
hear me?
lost your audio, dude.
Is it me or is it Vaughn? Is it me or is it Vaughn? Who's losing audio? Who's losing audio?
See what's going on. Let's read this.
All right. Because Choppy heard me. He hears my voice.
Can you hear me now?
This is turning into a bit of a
Can't hear you. I cannot. Can't hear you.
Yep, I think John gave him money too, which is why he's on the show. He wouldn't do it if John wasn't giving him money. Yeah, well,
Testing 1, 2.
There you go.
there you go. Look at him.
Now you're back. There you go. There you go.
He looks like 70, 80.
It's good to see you, Vaughn. You're looking good, man. I sent you $50, Vaughn. I sent you $50, man.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God, this is horrible. I don't know if it's yours or mine. I guess it's both.
It's definitely
both.
yours. I
don't hear John again.
Where I am.
Both.
Don't hear John
We can't
again.
hear.
I don't hear you again.
Well, that's not John's problem.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
Yeah, this
1,
is gonna
2.
go for a while.
Testing 1, 2.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
It can't be me. It can't be me. My
Right.
phone is.
There was $50. What the fuck, J-Dubs? J-Dubs wants Vaughn back.
All right. Who can hear me?
bad.
Who can hear
He's
Vaughn?
paying
And
for
who
it.
can hear me?
Did you hear that? I don't know if you were here from the beginning of J-Dub's video, but he said, "Oh, I want, if Von Helton had never left New Jersey, he'd be set up right now. I have a fucking great room. I would have paid everything. He could have just sat there and played his games all day. That's it." And yeah. So let's see. Hold on a second. So this was on the 2nd of January, and today, look at the freeze frame. I got to take a screenshot of that. Sorry. Give me a minute. I'll just take them both like that. Okay, so where was I? So this was on the 2nd of January. Today is the 9th of January, so it's a week ago. This conversation takes place. And today, he's on the move west, begging for donations. So a lot has happened since this video was recorded, or this live stream.
iPhone 3. All right, so everyone's hearing everyone perfectly. It's you, Vaughn, that they're saying that it's something on your end that's not hearing.
Look, he's fucking with the.
What is
An
Vaughn
idiot.
doing? Wow. You want to talk about going in and out of reality? There we go. In and whoa. You know, it's Vaughn. They hear me fine, Vaughn. Vaughn, they hear me just fine, Vaughn. They say they hear me just fine. Vaughn. Testing, Vaughn. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he's.
they hear me just fine. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. Vaughn, it's you. You.
Restart your phone, Von Helton.
You can't. They can't hear you. Anyway, Vaughn. Okay.
Does Von
All
come?
right.
What happens?
So let's go. Let's do the piece of the resistance. The double whopper. This is probably where it's at. Okay, Vaughn's back. All right, Vaughn, you're back. All right.
No. Watch. He's there for like 2 seconds.
What are you fucking connected to the Arby's internet, man? Can you hear me? Now I can't hear you. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's bad. All right, let's do the piece of. Oh yeah. There's Vaughn. Hey, where's that Vaughn? Can't hear you. I don't know what is going on.
Well, what's going on is Von is Ron.
No audio from Vaughn.
This is funny. This won't take long to get through, folks.
Mm-hmm. I had a girl. My life is doing so much better, Krista. I have women. Oh man. I'll stop. Not even gonna say anything.
Yeah, that's as close as it gets to neat on a woman is that hamburger.
I like fast food. I like Whoppers. I like Big Macs.
Funeral homes.
I like everything. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, boats and hoes? Okay, what's going on? Halloween or Friday the 13th? You choose. I would definitely be Halloween, man. I'm a Michael Myers fan. Especially Halloween 4. I like Halloween 4. And I like the first one. The first one's pretty good. It's slow. I don't know. It's a classic slasher. So I'm gonna go with Halloween.
And Helton looks like he's done.
I don't. Oh, Vaughn. Oh, did we hear Vaughn for a second? No. You're not. I don't know what it is, Vaughn, but we can't hear you. I don't know what it is, man.
Go on.
Did you ever have a fart? Can't hear you, Vaughn. There's nothing. No audio.
Hey, he's got garbage bags on his car.
I can't hear you.
It was a week ago.
You can hear me.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Oh, fuck me. So when you can't hear me before, and I could hear you, now it's the other way around. Now you can hear me, but I can't hear. I don't know, man. It's fucking YouTube. YouTube is run by a bunch of fucking Jews, you know? They're fucking sorry sacks of shit. I don't know. You want to host a show, Vaughn? You want to open a show and I'll come over to you? No. Okay.
It's lip read.
I don't know what to say. I'm gonna close it up. I just wanted to check on you, Vaughn. I'm gonna send you another $50 here in a few days if you want. I'll get paid I think I get paid. Actually, I think I get paid today.
Okay. A week ago.
I know the trolls are gonna hate that. They're gonna say, John, why are you giving Vaughn money? John, why are you letting Vaughn live? You should let fucking Vaughn die. You fucking piece of shit. Yeah, I'm the piece of shit because I don't want someone to die. Yeah, I'm the real fucking scumbag. I'm the real fucking sourpuss. I'm the sorry sack of shit because I don't want to fucking see someone die. So I'm the piece of shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Simply Krister, why did you fucking mute
Okay, so
Rooster Boy?
Von Helton never comes back on this one, so let's just pop to the next one.
Who the fuck is this? Ooh, that was fucking suspicious. That was like perfect timing. I go live and you got people rolling up like, yo, what's going on today? I hope everyone is happy, healthy, living, loving life, rocking and rolling, kicking ass, and taking names. Unfortunately, I'm drinking a Pepsi. Pay every penny to save Israel. I don't really like Pepsi. I'm more of a Coke guy. Not gonna lie. But it was on sale. I think it was a 24 case for 12, 40, 94, something like that. I love how now they shrink it. It used to be 32 cans in a case. Now it's 24. So
You know, this guy's 40 or 40 something. I think he's Shani's age, so 42, let's say. And if he keeps on this diet, I love my hamburgers and I love my McDonald's and I love my fries and I love my fast food and I love my pop and my Coke and my soda and my Pepsi and my Sprite. And if he keeps that on, but in 20 years' time, I don't think he'll be around in 20 years' time. Look at him now. That's a 42-year-old man.
they took away 8 cans and they're selling it to you the same price. And if you're lucky, you get a sale, you save $1. Ooh, whip-de-duck can do. Now, what I do like, my new favorite, I'm not going to lie, I love myself some 7-Up Tropical. 7-Up Tropical is fucking delicious. It's fucking 10. I think I gave it official score like 8.5 out of 10. But it's my fucking daily driver now because it's fucking good. And I shaved up. I'm looking good. I'm looking sexy. Having fun. Living life. We're probably going to say a bracha on this just because it's fucking special and powerful. And we need a bracha. We need a little like, oh, baby. I want to get my, I'm doing so good. I don't even.
Okay, look at the buttons on his shirt. Just look. Let's have a look. Let's get closer. There we go. They're popping. Yep. He's either gonna have to buy free the belly. You know what? I think he's having it right there. Oh shit, you can't even see me. What's the deal with that? Which way am I pointing? That way? Or that? Ah, there he is. I think he's having one right there. Look at him. Did I get the look? Fast food coma.
I don't do the live streams anymore because my life is so much better now. I don't have time to waste on the internet. I sent Vaughn the link. Hopefully he joins and he gets fucking good internet because I really want to talk to someone. I really want to see him. So anyway, let's hear bracha. We're gonna get.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Vaughn doesn't join. And indeed, we have no need to watch the rest of this because without Von Helton, J-Dubs is irrelevant.
We're going to do a Burger King mukbang. I ordered no ice, and of course, they give me ice. They can't even get the order right. These people they get paid $20 an hour to fuck up your order. So let's see. 2 things I never had before. The Royal Crispy Chicken. I've never had the Royal Crispy Chicken, so let's see what this is about. It's got the Bourge bun or with Bourget bun or whatever the fuck it is. Lettuce, tomato, onion. It looks okay. It's a lot of money. This was $9. I don't think this is worth $9 just looking at it. Doesn't look like a $9 one, but Let's see. It's kind of, the bread's a little hard, a little steel, a little kind of not doing good.
Again, Von Helton doesn't make an appearance here at all. So I just really have no reason to watch J-Dubs' live, which is like 3 times eating a burger in front of the camera and saying, my life is great. Okay. The question is, where do we want to go from here? And the answer is somewhere else, just somewhere else. Let's get rid of that. And let's go and check in with G-Man. Where the hell was he? Where was he? Let's go back here, G-Man. Bang. We had just started, I think, and then can't remember why we weren't watching G-Man. The Atheist Addiction. Let's have a listen.
2 Thessalonians
Listen for a bit.
chapter 2, verse 3 says that they will.
Oh, we're looking at that 1 Timothy. Okay. Yeah, I've got it right here. For some reason or other, I'm not able to share this. It's got to be a way. Okay, I'll read it to you because I think that's the quickest way for me to figure it out here. Okay, so First Timothy chapter 4 verse 1 warns that in a quote, in later times some will depart from the faith by devoting themselves to deceitful spirits and teachings of demons, unquote. This verse, along with the following verses in chapter 4, emphasizes the importance of guarding against false teachings, particularly those that promote asceticism or the rejection of God's gifts. Right, so first thing we're going to do is find out what the hell does this asceticism mean? So the asceticism is severe self-discipline and avoidance of all forms of indulgence, typically for religious reasons. Asceticism. So I don't know what he does specifically, but that's what Timothy says. There was another word. No, I think that was it. So, where the hell is he? There he is. All right, let's go back to G-Man. She's getting very difficult to manage as a one-man show.
The falling away that will take place before the day of the Lord, before the rise of the Antichrist. And when I say the Antichrist, I mean the man of sin that is going to predominantly be the head figure in the world.
So he's railing against asceticism, which is what he tries not to do as a Christian.
In the last 7 years of the tribulation period. I'm sorry, the last 7 years of our planet, or whatever, I guess you can call it that. But in this edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries, I want to talk about a phenomenon that does not get talked about enough when we're talking about atheism, theism, and things of this nature. If I was talking about the Jehovah's Witnesses, I would not be making this claim if I was talking about Mormons, if I was talking about any other religion that's out there. And by the way, in 2026, we're going to be going into different different parts of apologetics. I'm not just going to keep talking about atheism all the time. It's just I tried to do this stream a couple of days ago and it didn't go well. So I'm going to do it today, and we're going to.
Well, the reason it didn't go well, I'm sure I didn't watch it, but I'm sure the reason it didn't go well was because you don't know what you're talking about at all. You make stuff up and you laugh at the silliest things. You cackle. You're irrational. You're just plain irrational, G-Man. You're a laughing stock. You're a joke. So let's laugh.
Actually talk about this, but these atheists do have an addiction. They have a problem. They have a substance abuse problem that needs to be talked about. And that substance abuse problem that they have is.
What do you think the substance abuse problem that we atheists have is, before he actually says it? I'm going to just. Go here. What do you think it is?
Abuse problem that needs to be talked about. And that substance abuse problem that they have is they are addicted to talking about God. And they're not addicted to talking about any God or a universal God. They have an addiction of talking about the Christian God, because apparently he's the only one that they actually believe that needs to be talked about. I want you to imagine.
He is the only one, or he rises to the top of all the gods that need to be laughed at. And your faith needs to be laughed at, criticized, reacted to, reviewed. Your faith is ridiculous. Your mission, your statement of faith on YouTube, which I haven't brought up here because I wasn't expecting this, but I will look for it in a minute. And First Timothy chapter 4 verse 1 was actually part of his statement of faith. He mentions two quotes from the Gospels. That was one of them, and the second one is well, if he says it, I'll look it up and tell you what it is, and we'll take it from there.
That you lived your life as a theist, or perhaps you never was.
Regarding atheists, this addiction we have. We atheists, actually, we do have an addiction. We have an addiction. Atheists have an addiction to not believing in any God or gods. That's our addiction, and we can't shake it. We try. We really try. We question. We dig. We delve. We scoop. We shovel. But we don't find any convincing evidence for any God, let alone your stupid little Christian God, G-Man. So, okay, my name is Sydney Winston. My name is Sydney, and I'm an atheist. Hello, Sydney.
And you came to the conclusion in your life that God wasn't real. He wasn't something of substance. He wasn't.
Exactly. God is imaginary. Exactly, G-Man. In fact, I'm going to underline it. I am going to underline it big time. How do I do that? I do that. There you go. That covers all your gods, yours and everybody else's. All imaginary. And you need to understand that. That's what an atheist's addiction is. We're addicted to knowing that all gods are imaginary. Yeah, that's our addiction. G-Man.
He didn't exist. You, whether it be philosophical, whether it be scientific, or whatever reason you came up with, that you say that
Obviously, philosophically, nothing exists other than talk.
God doesn't exist. Just imagine that that's you for a moment to understand why I titled the video the way I did.
Sure.
Then imagine feeling the need to talk about this fictional character.
I don't feel the need to talk about a fictional character unless we want some entertainment, or someone like you gets triggered, or, well, yeah, that's the only need. We do it for entertainment because you guys are so delusional. G-Man, you're fucking delusional. If you're watching, if you ever watch this, G-Man, know that you are a delusional man at the time of this live stream.
More than people who go to church. I exaggerate not. If you go on the Atheist Experience, it is a televised show. You can actually watch the Atheist Experience on Pluto TV. I believe you can see it on Netflix too, to a certain extent. But the point of the matter is, they're talking about God. They're not talking about how to better the environment. They're not talking about scientific breakthroughs on groundbreaking medicine that they can use to get rid of certain diseases. They're not talking about the wonders of science and how science has advanced or anything like that. They are not talking about how to better educate our children, because God knows if you look at them in school right now, our children are getting dumber and not smarter. They're not on there talking.
I thought God the Father, if he was God the Father, if he is God the Father, excuse me, G-Man, looks after his children. Wouldn't a father look after his children? Give them the best education, look after their health, feed them right foods, keep their stress level down to a minimum. That's what a father tries to do to a child, right? Right, viewers?
About how to improve relationships, how to get the divorce rate down. They're not on there talking about how to eliminate wars from the world or anything like that. Just imagine coming into the truth.
Well, you know what's happening in Iran right now is if you eliminate all religion, if there was no such thing as religion, Islam wouldn't fucking exist and wouldn't be messing up the world right now as it is. It's a disease. Islam is a disease that has infected the minds of a couple of billion people. That needs to change. The thinking needs to be changed. I mean, the indoctrination is deep with the
being enlightened and thinking that God doesn't exist, and the only thing that you can talk about on a daily basis
is Von Helton.
But you don't just talk about God. You also feel the need to go out there to convince other people out there that God doesn't exist. So
now we are atheist street preachers. We go out onto the street. Excuse me, Father O'Malley. I want to tell you, Father O'Malley, that, and I want you to listen to me because I'm serious, and you need to take this very seriously. I'm going to tell you, Father O'Malley from the Catholic Church, God doesn't exist. Your God, the Father, the Mother of God, Mary, the Son of God, Jesus, none of them exist. See, G-Man cannot grasp that possibility because that's how stunted his thinking is.
Kind of like when Matt Dillahunty considers himself to be an evangelical atheist. If you don't know what that is, that's a religion. I'm sorry, that would be a person trying to spread their beliefs to other people. That's how passionate that they feel, about their beliefs. I'm an evangelical Christian. If I want to, if I want to see the truth of God's word grow, I'm going to have to go outside and I'm going to have to talk to other people about Jesus. I'm going to have to preach the gospel. I'm going to have to live the life of a person that believes
No,
that
no, no,
Jesus
no,
is.
no preaching. No preaching. Preaching the gospel is a stupid fucking 4th century and 5th century hobby. Bullshit. Nah, don't do it.
The Christ, the Son of the living God, right? Atheists are no different. Atheists, they tell us they believe that there is no God. They tell us that he's a scientific and a philosophical impossibility.
Well, it's not a philosophical impossibility. You can think definitely a scientific impossibility. Definitely, 100%.
But the way they live, which is a total contradiction to their claim, is that they live like a theist. And I don't think they understand this.
About Matt Dillahunty, G-Man, and I'll quote Fugue State. She says, it's a call-in show. So they talk about the topics that the people who phone in want to talk about. Most of these people are Christians. Idiot. Well said.
The more they talk about God, the more they try to prove to other people that God doesn't exist, the more that they initiate these conversations with us, the more it proves they never left theism. They still have a belief in God. They just have this addiction of talking negative about him. Think about any atheist you've ever met in your life, whether that person be at work, whether that person be at your school, your college professor, your coworker. What are they talking about every day when it's time to start engaging into these conversations? G-O-D, 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 G-O-D. And it's like, okay, you done told me 1 trillion times you don't believe that God exists. When are you going to talk about something else? You ever thought about that? It is because these people have a substance abuse problem. They're sick. And if they don't get their daily dose of hating on God, they lose their sense of importance. They lose their sense of being human. Because atheism has never been about a lack of belief in God. Atheism has always been about promoting a world without the Christian God. There is a
atheism. Okay, Fugue, got it. Atheism. He's telling us what I told you. Atheism is very simple. We don't believe in God or gods or creator or anything like that. Supernatural, the soul, the heaven, the hell, the whatever, all this nonsense, resurrection and afterlife, and none of that. It's all nonsense. Okay, we don't believe that. So when G-Man tells you what we believe as atheists, then I have a right to tell G-Man what he believes as a Christian. So the more he lies to me, the more I'm going to embellish his Christianity nonsense.
Fundamental difference between the two. You want to know when you're talking to a legitimate atheist?
When
you're talking to the real McCoy, it's when you can have a conversation with them for hours, even talk about what you believe in Christ, and they never once bring up God. Because when somebody believes that something,
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that is. Oh, he is so dumb. It's because the Christian talking about God, talking about Jesus, it's all he's going to do. He's going to never stop talking about Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. The atheist knows that he's talking nonsense. The atheist is respectful of the Christian. If he's got time and, there's nothing else pressing to do and he's not being annoying, okay. Listen and listen and listen. Because the more we listen to you Christians preach about your mythical Jesus, the more we learn about you. And we have the control then. Because we know that you're wrong and you know that you are right, but in the end, facts speak for themselves. Logic, critical thinking are the way to go. And if you can't prove with any convincing evidence that your claim to something supernatural that you believe in by faith only, if that is it, you've got no argument. You have to concede. You have to concede into to the obvious. It's a basic reality that existence is a basic reality. That's it. There's nothing before. Talk about preaching.
Things fiction. They behave like it and they act like it. I believe that certain things are fiction. I believe that Darth Vader is not a real person. I believe that Darth Vader is a made-up character by
Okay, so Darth Vader is a made-up character just as much as Jesus Christ. Why am I talking in 1975 lingo? Darth Vader is a made-up character, but Jesus is also a made-up character. So how can he differentiate? Well, I guess we'll find out.
George Lucas, who openly admitted that Darth Vader is a made-up person. I believe that when I talk about Darth Vader and I talk about his character in the comics, whether it be on a positive note or a negative note, when I talk about him, I make it super duper clear that if I like the character, then this. If I don't like the character, then this. And I get off the subject and there's other things to talk about. It's not that way with
Okay, well, hey, G-Man, this character, Jesus, Jesus, your character, we don't like. He's limp. He's weak. He's not a well constructed character at all. He's creepy. He's psychopathic. He isn't. It's like they say one thing, but they really don't mean it. We care so much for life. This is what Jesus apparently is known for saying. But the way these Christians of today talk, well, the Christians forever have spoken. It's like we are the Christians and we are the oppressed. So whoever does that to us, kill them, slaughter them, tear them to pieces, etc. Christians are nuts. And this one here, G-Man, is no exception.
Atheist. Deconstruction Zone is one of my favorite examples recently. He is a evangelical atheist. He is not militant, meaning he's not trying to go out there and hurt nobody, physically anyway. He's not a strong atheist. I don't consider him to be a weak atheist. I don't consider him...
Whoa. He's not a strong atheist. But what did he call him? He's a preaching... Sorry, I lost track there.
I'm going to be agnostic. I don't consider him to be one of the great minds in there.
Does Deconstructed Zone allow for the possibility that God might exist? If the answer is yes, he's not an atheist. If the answer is no, he's a rationalist. And he's right. God, a creator of existence, is impossible because existence is base reality. And I accept it.
A particular group. I consider Deconstruction Zone to be evangelical atheist because he is devoutly trying to prove to as many people as possible that the Christian God, and I want to make sure that this is understood, that the Christian God doesn't exist. And by the way,
so Deconstructed Zone is not an atheist. He just admitted it. What? The only reason why George Lucas said Darth Vader was a made-up character is because Vader said he would kill him. You see, I believe that before I believe anything G-Man says.
I've said this on this channel before. You will hear this all year long. Just because you don't believe in a Christian God does not make you an atheist. In order to be an atheist, one has to reject the concept, has to reject the idea of God.
No,
to be
wrong. The idea of God and the concept of God is, you can't reject a concept. You can't reject an idea. That's silly, G-Man. Nonsense. We reject your reality. That's it. Your reality is based on a faith that in something that doesn't exist, and we reject that. Simple, really simple.
Without. Theism means belief in God. You have to have a belief. You have to have no belief in theism. And how can you convince another human?
No belief in theism. What an idiot. That's convoluted talking. You have to have no belief in theism. What a stupid thing to say. You have to have no belief in hold on. You have to have no belief in theism, says G-Man, in order to be an atheist, I think. In order to
human being, that you don't have a belief in theism, if all you're talking about every day is theism.
So in order to talk about something, you have to believe it. Well, you talk about atheism a lot, G-Man. You have to be an atheist then, I guess, by your logic. If atheists talk about theism a lot, and therefore they are not atheists, then you talk about atheism a lot. Therefore, you're not a Christian. You think? You think Jason is going to be saved by G-Man? We'll see. We'll see. You never know. No. G-Man said that deconstructed guy was an evangelical atheist. Not a strong atheist, and he said he's not a militant atheist because he doesn't hurt people. Or something like that. God. Anyway, carry on.
It doesn't make any sense. It's a walking, talking hypocrisy. It's a walking, talking a contradiction for a person to claim that they don't believe in God and they're constantly talking about theism on a daily basis. And I have a really good video we're going to be
the people who don't believe that Israel exists, and they constantly talking about it on a daily basis. What does that do? What does that change? Nothing. Doesn't change a damn thing.
taking a look at today. But before we get to the longer one, I have something that I want to show people. And I hope if you're an atheist, you stick around long enough to see this, because
Sure.
Epistemology is going to be our topic today. We're going to be talking about what you guys actually know and what you don't know.
Hold on. We don't trust you, G-Man. How do you spell it? Epistemology. Okay, so epistemology is the theory of knowledge, especially with regard to methods, validity, and scope. Epistemology is the investigation of what distinguishes justified belief from opinion. Justified belief. Justified belief. Epistemology is the investigation of what distinguishes justified belief from opinion. All right. I think I got it. Does anybody else get it? Anybody else not understand?
Right now, I'm going to make a positive claim, meaning the burden of proof is on me. I'm going to say this again. I am going to make a positive claim, and the burden of proof is on me. My claim is this. You don't know the difference between... Actually, you don't understand how God went about creating the heavens and the earth, or creating anything, and you don't understand what magic is.
Okay, two things. We don't understand how God created the heaven and the earth. And two, we don't understand what magic is. All right. So right away, he has fallen off the cliff. Because I know what magic is. Sleight of hand, illusion, that's magic. And because we don't know how God created the heavens and the earth, and G-Man somehow does, oh, I am so anxious to find out how this works. How did God create the heavens and the earth? And what is this magic G-Man speaks of?
On the atheist experience, for example, how many times have we heard them refer to God as being a magician, as actually using magic? And how many times have we heard them say that they know our Bible is better than us? Clearly, they never read the book of Exodus. They never read about the magicians that worked for the Egyptians.
See, you can't bring a book of fiction to talk about something that you believe is manifests in reality, and you certainly can't refer to a book of fiction to talk about magic, which is illusion. Oh, maybe I should just let G-Man talk so we can get this show over, right?
So we have examples in the Bible of a person who's a magician and a person who's not a magician. In this case, it would be a magician would be a human being, and the other person would be God. One is demonstrating power. The other is demonstrating something else. And what I want to show you right now is going to come out of the mouth of an atheist. This is not deconstruction zone. This is not me attacking him. This is me demonstrating, as a bit of an introduction, that I don't believe atheists know as much as they think they do. And this is just one of a whole bunch of examples of how
we are going to be enlightened by G-Man on Jesus, or someone like him, I guess. I don't know. Can't wait.
I came to the conclusion that atheists don't really know anything, not according to the way that they demand us to prove that God exists. Let me show you what I'm talking about here real quick. I think a lot of you who have never talked to an atheist before, or have, will find this to be interesting. This video is only about 45 seconds long.
All right.
Okay.
I'll watch.
This is a atheist, a very a rich atheist. His name is Pendulette. He is a magician. Okay. And he's going to tell you what magic is all about. And then we're going to talk about we're actually going to talk about what he says here in a minute. He's going to tell you what magic is.
Fascinating about magic.
I have an idea that G-Man is just digging himself a hole, but we'll see.
Magic is you go in there and say, I'm going to lie to you, and then you do. And you say, look at this carefully, try to bust me, and they can't. What's fascinating about magic is you go in there and say, I'm going to lie to you, and then you do. And you say, look at this carefully, try to bust me, and they can't.
Okay. So how many times have we seen a magician make a rabbit come out of their hat? Or how many times have we seen them make a quarter disappear? Or how many times have we seen a magician do a trick and we just can't figure out how they did it? But then you can go on YouTube and you can literally be taught how a person did the trick, whether it was underneath their sleeve, whether it was the quickness of the hands, tape being here, or a fake finger. Because I know that there's a trick where you can make the quarter disappear. You put a finger here, it looks like your finger, and all you're really doing is sticking the quarter underneath the finger by moving your hands a certain way and making it look like it disappeared. That's magic. Magic deals in illusion. It deals in lies. It deals in trickery. The Bible tells us, for example, that God created the heavens and the earth. If God dealt with magic the way most of these atheists...
See, this is where he falls into this hole that he's dug. He right away presupposes God and expects us to fall in line with his presupposition and accept a definition of something fictional called God. That's what he expects. Can you believe
claim that they do? And this is a knowledge claim.
I don't.
They might call it sarcasm. They might call it whatever. But it's still a knowledge claim.
Of course it is.
How does that trick work? How do you create the heavens and the earth? And we don't got one video done by anyone who's a magician to show us how the universe was created using magic.
Because it wasn't. Science, baby. Science. Reality, existence, energy is basic. It's a basic fact. That's the only acceptable presupposition. This guy, when he goes to God, it's all just nonsense. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to tolerate this nonsense, but we'll give him a couple more minutes.
We don't have something like that because in reality, the universe was not made using magic. Magic is something that human beings invented. Magic was not invented by God. The magic was invented by human beings. So we understand that, right? The Bible says that it is by his power that he did this. When we're talking about power, I was watching.
Can't. I mean, he goes to the Bible to I'm not going to go and listen to this nonsense. Excuse me. And besides, it's dinner time. So I am going to call. Actually, no, I'm not going to do anything other than check around to see if there's anything I'm missing. I wouldn't want to miss anything now. Just give me one moment. 1 moment, please. Get a good look at G-Man while I confirm that stuff is either happening or not happening. And it looks like sorry for messing around like that, but have I ever introduced you to The Enforcer? Great channel. A great channel. We're going to go there right now. But before we do that, that's got to go. And that's got to show. As should this.
State of pandemonium. The financial institutions and their health is incredibly important to the existence of an entire national economy. And if a major bank like Mikle collapsed within the Islamic Republic of Iran, it would be as significant as the American bank back in 1929 collapsing, which is generally one of the main things that led to the Great Depression of 1929, instead of it just being a simple recession like we've seen through other historical periods. That means that right now, the Iranian government is not only looking at an armed rebellion, they're also looking at the complete loss of the financial apparatus that keeps the entire Iranian economy somewhat semi-stable, which right now the Iranian economy is so bad off. It's one of the main elements that led to this ongoing revolution, but now it's about to collapse even farther, probably greatly exacerbating the revolution. And not only that, it may also completely cut off significant amounts of funding that the Islamic Republic of Iran's government counts on to be able to continue its government operations, including paying its security forces and military officials to continue to put down the armed rebellions. So it doesn't really look like it's a good situation at all. And it appears that, at least for today, it's going to only be getting worse for Khamenei and his gang up in Tehran. And a lot of people are actually talking about that bank collapse and what they think it's going to be creating for an internal situation inside of Iran. And Matthew, what are people thinking about that? And what are you thinking about that as well?
Okay, so now that we've heard reports claiming that Iran's largest bank has suffered a bank run and apparently withdrawals have been suspended according to reports, what are your thoughts about that major situation? And it looks like 58% of the audience said the Iranian regime is basically over, while 26% said it's devastating but not really the end, and 8% said it's only a small road bump and that's going to be it, and it pretty much just ends with that. So I would say that the Iranian regime is basically over at this point. I know they say don't count your eggs before they hatch, but in this case, though, I don't really see the Iranian regime coming back from this because there's always the threat that maybe the U.S. could carry out strikes. And if that occurs, the Iranian regime is definitely finished. If the protesters continue, they're likely going to finish off the Ayatollah's regime anyway, and it's going to be pretty much over that way as well. So the bank runs and also the withdrawals being suspended, that's simply a side effect of a failing nation that's being overthrown. And I think that's just more confirmation that things are going sideways. It's not necessarily a tell-all, but it certainly isn't a good sign. So I'm with the 59%. I think the Iranian regime is over because there's really no way to come back from this entire situation. But Enforcer, what say you?
I'd have to say that I think the Iranian regime is not going to survive that much longer either. I'm going to have to be with the 60% as well, because this sort of a culmination of developments within the country, a nation very, very rarely, if ever, survives through these sorts of ongoing situations. The United States survived through the Great Depression only because it didn't really turn into an armed conflict on the ground, or at least an attempted revolution. Although there actually was one, but it completely failed because their guy that they picked to lead it, who was Smedley Butler, real name, I'm not making that up, actually ratted on the entire attempted coup to the Congress, and then they buried all the files and information about that later. So there isn't really a lot of public information about that attempted coup against FDR back in I believe it was 1933 when that was attempted, but that was in the midst of the economic depression. But generally, we only dealt with an economic depression in the United States. We also didn't deal with an attempted coup. Inside of the Islamic Republic of Iran, however, they are dealing with an armed revolution and also a complete economic collapse in the meantime. Those two things combined generally would lead to the complete loss of a country. The Russian Empire saw these very same elements combined to create the perfect storm in 1917 for the Russian Revolution to kick off, and then the Russian Civil War that followed after. The French Revolution of 1789 was incredibly similar, with armed groups in the streets openly calling for the collapse of the Bourbon dynasty that had ruled France for hundreds of years, and also the complete collapse of the economic system due to incredibly bad agricultural outputs due to droughts, and also the significant overspending of the French Empire, or the Kingdom of France, during the midst of the U.S. Revolutionary War, which had only happened about a decade earlier. Both of those things combined led to the collapse of both the Russian Empire and the Kingdom of France. And I'd have to say that in this particular instance, we're seeing that perfect storm combine again into a situation that is generally unavoidable. The Iranian government cannot fix one or the other. They can fix the armed rebellion because they don't have the money, because the financial institutions are collapsing. And because the financial institutions are collapsing, more and more people have nothing to lose, and so they're going to join the revolution. It's basically a positive feedback loop at this point that the Iranian government will not be able to escape, and it will eventually lead to a complete collapse of their government. So I would have to be with the 60%. I don't really think there's a way out of this for them at this point. Also, by the way, at least for some Iranian officials on the ground, it looks like they're not able to find a way out of the crowds at the moment, much less the quagmire that they're in strategically in the political situation. It appears that they can't really find their way out of a crowd. In the area of Shahsavar, which is along the coastline of the Caspian Sea, it appears that one of the city officials within the city was found and mobbed. Most of the video is blurred out, so we actually could show this one. But it's showing us that, at least for right now, a lot of Iranian officials on the ground are not only catching, bad reports from their government, but also flying fists. You see them going after the guy. We can't really see it too well. It's generally a large crowd and a cackle of them, so can't really tell too much of what's going on. But we can see over there in the distance, the city official is trying to make a run for it. And also there was some sort of a loud explosion over there. I don't know if that was the city official imploding due to the pressure. Can't really tell you. But it's quite wild, to say the least.
Well, damn. I think something.
Oh, there he is. He's actually returned back to the crowd. So we'll leave it there. But it does appear that city officials are not even safe from the crowds out there in the streets nowadays, because they've grown large enough and angry enough at the government. Moving on from that and over into Mashhad, we've also seen additional videos of the security forces buses that brought them into the city being completely burned to the ground after they fled the vehicles and were surrounded by the revolutionaries.
Wow, all the buses just burned to the ground. All that's left is the metal. All the rubber's gone. The windows are gone. It's just burned to the ground.
Man, I got to say, this is kind of crazy. Also, Andy, that explosion in Shahsavar must have been the Iranian official blowing his top from the pressure, Must have been blowing off some steam.
I'll tell you what, he was under a lot of pressure. Let's say he was blowing off steam like a steam train.
Man, I got to say, man, that was a real clincher moment for that guy, We also got to see the thousands of people, the tens of thousands actually, in Mashhad once again. We hear horns, chanting, and screaming, generally all in one cackle, one large group.
Is that gunfire?
It sounds like people like slamming trash cans, actually.
Okay, I was wondering for a second. It sounded like some pretty frequent bass back there, so I was wondering if it was gunfire.
All right. So I think that we're going to put everything into perspective. And Goldie Gamari, who we were watching with Armin Navabi in the beginning from the Atheist Republic. Well, Stand Tall Israel has a clip of when Goldie Gamari was a Canadian member of parliament. And she stood up and she spoke. And I have an idea that this speech ended her political career, even though I haven't listened, but I'm pretty sure it was brilliant and to the point and true. So let's listen.
Madam Speaker, when my parents immigrated to Canada in 1986, I was a year old. And the reason that they immigrated to Canada from Iran is because in 1979, there was an Islamic Revolution, and our once free and democratic country was taken over by radical Islamists, was taken over by terrorists, and was taken over by fascists who actually executed over 40,000 communists in the late 80s. And so my parents escaped in 1986 because they wanted to live in a free and democratic society. And I was a year old at the time. And we were blessed to be able to come to Canada to escape that hatred, to escape that radical fundamentalist Islamo-fascist ideology. And that's the same regime, Madam Speaker, that denies the Holocaust. That's the same regime that spreads anti-Semitic information and propaganda, not just inside the Islamic regime of Iran, but around the world and through its proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah and others. And so when we came to Canada, my parents raised myself and my younger sister, always telling us how blessed we are to be Canadian. And we should always put Canada first. Never forget your heritage, never forget your culture, never forget your background, but always remember that you are first and foremost a proud Canadian. And what that means, Madam Speaker, is you come here to embrace culture and diversity and accept people for who they are, and you leave the problems of your home country behind. Now, it doesn't mean you can't speak up, Madam Speaker. It doesn't mean you can't attend rallies and protests. I do it all the time in support of the people of Iran who are fighting for freedom and democracy against the brutal and terrorist Islamic regime in Iran. But what I don't do, Madam Speaker, I don't go to protests calling for genocide. I don't attend protests where I say from the river to the sea, and I can't even finish that sentence because it is abhorrent and vile. And to anyone who says these are peace rallies, it's appalling that I have to put this in Hansard, but it needs to be done so that the world will always remember what these hate rallies were about. This is a message from the Palestinian youth movement, one day after the horrific October 7th genocidal massacre of 1,400 innocent Jewish people. And it says, Toronto, all out for Palestine. Join us Monday, October 9th at 2 p.m. An unprecedented series of events has taken place by our heroic resistance in Gaza, with over 30 Zionist hostages captured, the fall of settlements surrounding Gaza, and the prison break that destroyed the fence that has been entrapping Gazans for over 17 years. The resistance's offensive attack has shaped a new precedent for our national liberation struggle, and we remain steadfast in our right to resist by any means necessary. We call on our people in the far diaspora in Toronto to uplift and honor our resistance and our martyrs. Join us this Monday, October 9 at 2 p.m. at Nathan Phillips Square and celebrate our steps closer to liberation. Shameful. Shame. I was in Toronto on Monday because Monday was Thanksgiving, and I was walking my dog, and I happened to come across this pro-Hamas celebration, this pro-Hamas rally. It was the first time in my life that I'd ever felt uncomfortable as a Canadian. The hate, the anger, the way they were marching, the chants they were making, that's something you see in the Islamic regime in Iran. You do not see that in Canada. That's the kind of behavior you see in radical fundamentalist countries, not in Canada. That is not the Canada that my parents immigrated to. That is not the Canada that we were raised in. That hate does not belong in Canada. What was even more shocking to me, and I didn't realize this until a few days later, what was even more shocking to me is that the member from Hamilton Centre marched in that parade, participated in that very same parade, rally, celebration, whatever you want to call it, the pro-Hamas rally that supported the genocide. The member from Hamilton Centre marched in that. She can try to explain away her statement. She can try to say whatever it is she wants to say, but silence is louder than words. Even prior to this, when I had the unfortunate opportunity of having to hear her voice in this legislature again, she spread misinformation. She accused the state of Israel of bombing a hospital, even though it was debunked right away. It was the Palestinian Jihad organization, and Hamas was using it to spread propaganda to fuel more hate rallies around the world. She also failed to mention anything about the 1,400 innocent civilians. She failed to mention that the Hamas terrorists must release the hostages. You cannot negotiate with terrorists, Madam Speaker. You cannot. As someone who comes from a country that is ruled by Islamic regime terrorists, we know you cannot negotiate with them. They have no problem killing people. There's someone who's named Mossab Hassan Youssef, and I encourage everyone to look him up. Mossab Hassan Youssef is the son of a Hamas leader. He defected. He knows what happens on the inside, and he has some fascinating interviews. He's even wrote a book called Son of Hamas. And in that book, he writes, and in his interviews, he writes, Hamas does not care If you are Israeli or Palestinian, Arab, Jew, Bedouin, they do not care. They will execute everyone. They do not care about the people. They use Palestinians as human shields. And he said every few years, what the Palestinian Authority does, the Palestinian leadership, they will just create a war because they know what's going to happen is Israel will retaliate, and then the world will be outraged, and then they will get money through donations. That's what he says. This is someone who was born and raised in Hamas, and he defected. Another thing that was very shocking for me, and I can't fail, I have to mention this. The hate and the violence at these pro-Hamas rallies is getting worse. Yesterday, I believe it was yesterday or possibly the day before, Cafe Landwehr in Toronto was surrounded by pro-Hamas supporters at the rally, and they all started chanting, boycott the Zionist cafe. Madam Speaker, what does a Jewish-owned cafe in Toronto have to do with the conflict in Israel and Palestine? We are being faced with full-on hatred, full-on anti-Semitism. This is not 1933. And what's horrifying is that in 1933, Cafe Landwehr fled Berlin because of the anti-Semitism they were experiencing then, and now 90 years later, they're experiencing it once again in Ontario, in Canada, and it is horrifying. And this is what the member from Hamilton Centre supports. This is exactly what she supports. We all, our hearts bleed for all of the innocent lives lost, including Palestinians. But if you cannot call out terrorism, if you cannot have the moral clarity to understand that the root cause of this is terrorism that's funded by the terrorist and illegitimate Islamic regime in Iran, if you are out there spreading a message of divisiveness instead of caring for people, then you should not be in this legislature. Hear, hear. Thank you.
Thank you. Now is the time for moral clarity, not moral relativism. Madam Speaker, Hamas is an evil, genocidal terrorist organization. Hamas is a listed terror group in Canada and has one main goal: the eradication of Jews and the annihilation of the state of Israel. In other words, genocide. That vile goal is enshrined in its charter of terrorism. Madam Speaker, Hamas builds military bases and hospitals, schools, and apartments. Hamas digs up water pipes and uses it to make missiles. Hamas holds innocent Gazans hostage, using them as human shields. They spread misinformation. They kill Palestinians for their own political gain and share it through their terrorist news networks. Thousands of innocent lives have been lost since Hamas's brutal and monstrous attack, both in Gaza and Israel. My heart breaks for every single innocent life lost: Palestinian, Israeli, Canadian, and all others. But let me be very clear. Be they Palestinian, Israeli, Canadian, or foreign nationals, Hamas is responsible, absolutely responsible, for every single innocent life lost in this war. Full stop. Hamas terrorists must release and return all hostages and lay down their arms. I support Israel's inalienable right to defend itself. My apologies, I can't even speak right now. I support Israel's right to exist, and I support Israel. This anti-Semitic behavior, glorifying Hamas's terrorist massacre, is nothing short of radical extremism propagated by the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, the Islamic regime in Iran. For those who are unaware, Hamas is trained, funded, and armed by the terrorist Islamic regime in Iran. This is the same radical extremism that Iranian Canadians have been sounding the alarm on at demonstrations calling for the end of the terrorist Islamic regime in Iran. The same demonstrations that made woman life freedom a rallying cry for peace and democracy around the world. The same demonstrations that helped the world finally understand that the Islamic regime in Iran does not represent Iranians, and Iranians have been fighting against the Islamic regime for decades. Friday, October 13th was declared by an ex-Hamas leader as a global day of jihad, a call to Muslims around the world to rise up and exterminate Jews around the world. Canadians took it seriously. Police forces across the country increased security in Jewish community centers, schools, synagogues, and more. Those who attended the pro-Hamas rallies this week claim it was about freedom and human rights. But where were they when Iranians were calling for the end of the Islamic regime and calling for freedom and human rights in Iran? They were nowhere to be seen. While Canadian politicians of all stripes were quick to condemn these pro-Hamas hate rallies, some did not. And that silence is deafening. One horrifying and spine-tingling sentiment that I've seen on social media time and time again from people in the Jewish community is the following, and I quote, "This week, I've learned which friends would hide me during the next Holocaust, which friends would not, and which friends would hand me over. I've got friends in all three categories. I see you." Chilling. The Jewish people are living their darkest days right now, living their worst nightmare since the Holocaust. I cannot even fathom what it must feel like to live in fear, to walk down the street and look at someone and think, will this person hate me just because I exist, just because I'm Jewish? But Madam Speaker, even in these darkest days of loneliness, fear, and isolation, in the face of the worst anti-Semitism seen since the Holocaust, there is a beacon of hope. The sun is slowly rising, and I'm referring to the lion and sun flag. Since the horrific terrorist attack by Hamas, Iranians in Iran and around the world have been standing in solidarity with the people of Israel. Iranians Stand With Israel was a hashtag that was trending on X for days. Every single peace rally organized by Israel and the Jewish community has been flooded with Iran's lion and sun flag and attended by hundreds of Iranians in a show of solidarity. Iranians inside Iran have been chanting slogans and secretly raising the flag of Israel in defiance of the terrorist Islamic regime's anti-Semitic, Holocaust-denying, and pro-Hamas policies. Jewish Iranian soldiers have been sending messages of support to Iranians through the Israel Defense Forces Farsi channel on X, saying that they are in this together against the terrorist Islamic regime. The history of Jews in Iran dates back to late biblical times. After establishing the Persian Empire, King Cyrus the Great allowed all subjects to participate in governance. He borrowed the good deeds of other cultures in the first sign of his commitment to diversity through culture. He set the Jews free from their Babylonian captivity that had taken place decades before. Cyrus the Great facilitated their return to the Promised Land, Israel, and he became a notable figure in the Jewish scripture as a savior who helped them build the second temple in Jerusalem. This great event in Jewish and Persian history took place in the late 6th century BC, by which time there was a well-established and influential Jewish community in Persia. For 44 years, the terrorist and illegitimate Islamic regime in Iran has tried to erase our shared history, has tried to say that Jews and Iranians are enemies, but they cannot erase our history. These radical extremists who have been funding terrorism in the Middle East, these radical extremists who have helped Hamas attack Israel, who support this cause, who call for the eradication of Jews in Israel, they cannot erase our shared history spanning almost 3,000 years. And again, Madam Speaker, in these darkest times, I've never been more proud of the brave Iranian people who have been spearheading the fight to call out pure evil. The lion and son of the Iranian people will always stand not behind, but beside the blue star of Israel, because that is what friends do. That is what humanity does. That is what it means to stand up and speak out in the face of pure, unmitigated evil. Madam Speaker, I'm so proud to be part of a government that has unequivocally spoken out against the heinous terrorist attack by Hamas. There is no other way to describe what happened. It is the darkest form of terrorism we have ever seen. It is pure evil. There is no yes but. There is no moral equivalency when you are burning babies, when you are killing people and then raping their friends next to them and then executing them. There is no justification whatsoever. Anyone who thinks so needs to take a good, hard look at themselves in the mirror and question whether or not they are human.
It's 2025. America's debt is over $37 trillion.
Wow. Boy, I can't top that at all. Wow. I mean, that's got to be a thank you for watching moment, right? So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye. I love